Good evening, guys. Welcome to our Nibosh Hygiene Unit 3 session. And today we are, Mr. Zahir, please turn off your video and turn off the mic as well. Yes. So yesterday we have discussed about policy. We discussed the policy in detail, the importance, the need, when need to review, why need to review, and why it must be signed by the senior management or the top management of the organization. What are the contents of HSC policy? We discussed that in detail yesterday, and today we are going to discuss element 3, management of international health and safety management system, and the second element is organizing, like how to organize in health and safety management system. Today we are going to discuss this one in detail. This is a quite big session, so I have decided to distribute it into two parts. So half of that we will discuss today, and the remaining half we will cover tomorrow. Because if we cover all, it will be a burden on the students, on the learners. Some of you are fresh candidates, that's why it's not good to put all the burden in one day. So half we will cover today and the remaining tomorrow. And one thing, guys, every unit is related to the previous unit. So don't miss anything, and so that you can have good idea and you have a complete knowledge about all the sectors. Yes, Asad, do you have any question?
अस्सलाम वालेकुम सर।
वालेकुम सलाम। Yes, Asad.
सर मैंने एक रिक्वेस्ट ही थी सर आज।
Yes, please.
सर आज जरा क्लास हमारी थोड़ी शॉर्ट हो सकती है। आज ना सेमीफाइनल का मैच था पाकिस्तान और ऑस्ट्रेलिया का, वो देखना था जरा।
So I will try to finish it as early as possible. We will just finish it in 30 to 40 minutes today. Because
Thank you, sir.
This will be distributed in two sessions, half today and half tomorrow. So you guys can see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so here we have element 3, health and safety management system. What are the learning outcomes? What we learn after completing this session? And we learn outline the health and safety roles and responsibilities of employers, managers, supervisors, workers, and other relevant parties. Explain the concept of health and safety culture and its significance in the management of health and safety in an organization. Outline the human factors which influence behavior at work in a way that can affect health and safety at workplace. Then explain how health and safety behavior at work can be improved. Outline the need of emergency procedures and the arrangements of contacting emergency services. Outline the requirements for and effective provision of first aid at the workplace. These are the some topics, not limited to this, but these are the some important topics which we are going to learn today. So we will cover element 3.1 and 3.2. So let we continue for that element 3.1, as we already read in the beginning. Organizational health and safety roles and responsibilities. What are the roles and responsibilities? Let's do it. Standard of organization: responsibility of ensuring that the workers, just a moment, that the workplace is safe and free of health risk, rest with the employers. As we noted earlier, the responsibility is made clear in ILO Convention C115 and ILO Recommendation R164. This is mentioned there. So what are the responsibilities? This also we have discussed. The employer is responsible to provide safe place of work, safe plant and equipment, safe system of work, training and supervision to the employees. And who is a part in all this? Let's see. Just a moment, guys. Okay, so employer, directors and senior managers, middle managers, safety specialists, the safety representatives of the organization, workers, they are responsible. Everyone in the organization or at the workplace is responsible for ensuring the health and safety of the workplace and of the employees as well. So the employer carries ultimate responsibility. The employer is the ultimate responsible for the health and safety, for the safety of workplace, for the safety of the employees, and for the safety of the assets at the workplace. He must to ensure the safety of workers and others like visitors and contractors or the members of general public. The employer is responsible to ensure the safety. So directors, senior managers, what is their responsibility? They are responsible to give an organization its direction. They are responsible to set out the targets, aims, objectives. They give a way how to drive the organization, what are the priorities, what are the resources allocation, how they will allocate or distribute the roles and responsibilities, how they assign different items to different people, how they hire specialists or how they hire competent people to perform the job, or how they hire competent people to ensure that the organization is complying with the legal requirements. This is the responsibility of these top managers, senior managers, and the middle managers. They are responsible to ensure the safety of day-to-day activities. What is in operation, what is running on the project, what is going on site. They are responsible to ensure that everything going smoothly, safely, and as per the procedure of health and safety. Like if there is a lifting activity, it must be as per the lifting plan of the organization. It must be, everything must be calculated, and all the risks are control. The control measures are provided, appropriate training, supervision, everything must be there in the activities. This is only an example, but they are responsible for every activity which is going on at the workplace. Then safety specialist or the practitioner, the safety representatives, they are responsible for giving correct advice to the organization so that the organization can meet its legal obligations and achieve its policy aims. The aims are set in HSE policy, which is signed by the top managers. We discussed about policy yesterday in detail. So the safety responsibles, the representatives, they are responsible to give accurate and correct advice as per legal requirement or as per international standards, so that organization can meet their aims and objectives which they mentioned in the HSE policy. So what are the typical responsibilities of health and safety practitioner? Just we have discussed a moment before, and the other group discussion. Typical responsibilities include the answer: providing advice, promoting positive culture, advising managers on accident prevention, developing and implementing policy, overseeing the development of adequate risk. These are some responsibilities which we already discussed. They have to investigate, they have to monitor the site, they have to identify the training needs, like which training is required at which time, and who will deliver the training, and is the training is adequate and efficient and sufficient for the employees, is the training method or the training material is adequate for the employees so that they can get the benefit from that training. And then workers, they have responsibilities. Of course, as we discussed, everyone is responsible for health and safety. The workers, they also have responsibilities. They have responsibility to take reasonable care of themselves and the others. They are responsible to use all the safety tools which are provided to them. They are responsible to work safely. They are responsible to act safely, and they are responsible to behave safely as well. They need to ensure that what are the instructions and trainings are given to them by the organization in different trainings or in induction training. They need to follow. They need to follow all safety measures, and they need to ensure that they are using all personal protective equipment which are provided to them by the employer, and they must report each and every, even a minor incident or accident, to the organization as per the organization accident incident reporting protocol. Yes, Asad, you have question?
सर ये जरा बैक स्लाइड पे जाइएगा, जरा पीछे वाली स्लाइड पे.
Yes, go on, see this one.
This one, sir. सर इसमें जो है ओवरसीइंग द डेवलपमेंट ऑफ एक्वेट रिस्क असेसमेंट. सर ये एक्वेट रिस्क असेसमेंट, सर ये जरा काइंडली थोड़ा सा ब्रीफ कर
Overseeing the development of adequate risk assessment. Okay, once an organization start working, start an activity, any activity, there is a method statement being developed, like how to perform this job. As I mentioned yesterday, I explained this yesterday about method statement. They need to write each and everything. What is the scope? What is the use of this document? What is the purpose of this document? What is the legal requirement? What are the standards we are going to follow? Which type of man, material, equipments are being used from mobilization to end of the job? Everything is written, and accordingly, they need to, the safety professional, they need to develop the risk assessment. So this is their responsibility for overseeing the development of adequate risk assessment. What risk assessment has been developed, is it effective or no? Is there some lags? Is it need to review? Is it need to change? Is it need to put some additional control measures? This is the responsibility of safety professionals. Like when the risk assessment is being developed, they need to look that is it adequate, is it as per the task, like the risk or the hazards which are taken in account while developing the risk assessment, is it the same as mentioned in the method statement? Like suppose in method statement there is a procedure for confined space provided, and the procedure is identifying another method, and but the risk assessment or the guy who developed the risk assessment, he used some other technique for the same confined space. Like there is maybe there is a change in procedure, maybe there is a change in equipment, maybe there is a change in work environment, maybe there is a change in materials. So that's why the safety professionals, they need to overseeing the development of adequate risk assessments. It's clear now?
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Welcome. So controller of premises, who is the controller? To the extent that they have control, controller of premises are responsible for ensuring that the premises are safe to use as a workplace, and that there is safe access to and egress from it. So the organization, as we discuss roles and responsibilities, there are the team, there is a crew always working for health and safety, for access, for logistics. So they are responsible to ensure that there is a safe access and egress to workplace is available. Like entry and exit points control must be controlled to avoid the unauthorized entry, and the safe access. Safe means of access means safe access to workplace and safe access to the organization or to the as well project. Like if there is an excavation, they need to provide a safe access to excavation, and as well as they need to provide a safe excavation to the whole work, safe access to the whole workplace. And the safe access means clear without any obstructions, adequate signages, like direction signage is provided, traffic signage is provided, traffic speed signage is provided. This all included in the safe access. And there is must be an identification of access. Like this is access, do not bypass the access. This is the access to use. If you are reaching the workplace, they are reaching for work at height, they are reaching in confined space, they are reaching in and this one excavation. So they would, the access must be identified and clear from any obstruction, and it must be safe to use. Okay, then we have contractors and self-employed. These two groups have similar responsibility to take reasonable care of their own health and safety and health and safety of others who might be affected by their act or omission. So they are considered as workers or self-employed or the contractors. They are responsible to take care of their safety, and they must not do any act which can put the others in a risk condition. Suppliers, manufacturers, designers, they have very important role. And yes, Asad.
सर बैक साइड पे जाएगा सर, इसमें कौन से एक्ट्स होते हैं जो बताए गए हैं, अदर हु माइट बी अफेक्टेड बाय देयर एक्ट्स और मिशंस?
No, act means any act. Suppose there is a contractor, an organization hire a subcontractor or hire a contractor to perform a job, but the contractor must take care of their acts. Like they are doing an excavation, they must protect it. Excavation is their work, it's their business. They have to do it, but they have to barricade the excavation. They have to barricade all the hazards. Suppose there is a main hole, suppose there is another hazardous material stored, there is a flammable or combustible material is stored outside, there is a movement of heavy equipments. So they need to take care of that. They need to ensure that their work is in a safe area, or the area around the work is safe, so that the other people, other means the members of public, visitors, kids, or any other peoples or any other authority guys or anyone entering to the workplace, he must be secured and he must be safe, and he must not be affected from the act of the people who are working on the contract or on the project.
Sir, I have a question, please, sir.
Yes, please.
Sir, please explain it self-employed. What is self-employed?
Self-employed. Self-employed means anyone who is working on the project, like the employer, he is self-employed. The person who is the owner of the job, or he who is the employer for that task, he is self-employed. Like for an example, you are going to construct a house, so you are going to see your house every day, like what the contractor is doing, right? You give a responsibility to your own to check the quality of the work. You are visiting the area where the construction is going on, so means you are self-employed there. This is very simple thing. Anyone who is working voluntarily, he is a volunteer on the work. Anyone who is contractor, he is contractor. Anyone who is manager, he is manager. But the owner, he is self-employed at the workplace, right?
Sir, we can say that owner or
Yes, exactly.
Consultant and project manager,
And
they are
project-
self-employed
yes, exactly. But it mostly relate to the owners, the employer.
owners.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
thank you, sir.
सर
So
ये जो हमारे एक्ट्स और अमिशंस हैं सर,
yes,
सर ये आपने बताया कि ये कॉन्ट्रैक्टर जो होता है वो हमें बेसिकली असाइन करता है कि ये आपकी वर्क स्पेस है और इसमें कोई हैजर्ड्स वगैरह नहीं है, या अगर कोई environmental
this is not relating to an individual. This is relating to the contractor as a whole, as an organization. They are responsible that any work, maybe there is 100 employees in the organization, but the contractor, the company, they are responsible to ensure that any act of their employee is not putting the others in danger. It's not about
Yes, sir.
independent or individuals. It's about the whole organization or whole contractor, whole company, that their act must not put the others in danger. As I give you an example, there is a road work going on. So there is a movement of heavy equipment like road rollers or asphalt paver. So they need to ensure that the area of the work is safe, and they already, and just let me add this guy. Okay, and they already provide adequate demarcation or barrication and signages to avoid the entry of unauthorized peoples. Their act is construction the road, right? So for that act to
Yes, sir.
complete their job, they deploy equipments, machines, and the material like asphalt material, bitumen coat, other type of materials they are using. So they need to ensure that by their act or omissions, no one get in the risk situation.
Right, sir.
Right, sir.
Okay. So designers, manufacturers, and importers. So first we talk about designers. Designers are the one who are designing the workplace. They are having a very, very important role. They are responsible to ensure that the design is safe. The design is not putting the peoples or the employers or the workplace in dangerous situation. For this, let me give you an example of excavation. When an excavation is being started, after reviewing the method statement and all these things, then they are going, there is already a section of design, like how the section of the excavation will be developed. It depends on the geotech report. Geotech report is a report developed by a competent authority or the competent party, competent people. They decide that how the design of this excavation will be. Like it's going to start a 5 meter deep excavation, and by the bore holes or by other techniques, they identify the type of material, they identify type of the area, like which type of material is there, and what is the suitable design for this excavation. Do they need to ensure do they need to provide slope, or do they need to provide benching? Suppose it's a full sand, it's a dune sand area. In a sandy area, the benching is not possible, the steps of excavation is not possible, then the designer, they are the one who is deciding and designing the slope of the trench, slope of the excavation. And if it's a hard material, it's a hard data, then they will, as per the geotech report or as per their technical calculation, then they decide the height and width of every benching or of every step. Like this one will be the height of the step and this one will be the width, so that they ensure the safety, they ensure that excavation will not collapse. This is the responsibility of designer. This is only an example in excavation. This implemented on each and every activity, like designing. Suppose there is a lifting work, so there is a lifting hook or the lifting points which are being used. So designers are the responsible to ensure that these lifting devices or the lifting points are safe. They have adequate strength or adequate power to carry the load, and it's not creating any other hazard, and it's not putting the others in danger. These are the responsibilities of designers. And manufacturers, they are responsible to ensure that the goods or the product which they manufacture is safe to use, in the safe packing, in the safe material. And then they are also responsible, manufacturer and supplier, they are almost having the same responsibilities. They are responsible to provide a detailed MSDS, material safety data sheet, like which type of material is being used, what are the hazards, what are the control measures, what to do in case of emergency. In with all type of materials, there is a data sheet coming from the supplier or from the manufacturer, that the product is safe and what are the requirements, how to handle, how to store, how to transport. These all are the responsibilities of manufacturer and supplier. So then we have client and contractors. Contractors, we already discussed. Client, if a client can be held responsible for an injury caused by a contractor working for the client, then it must be in the client's own best interest to ensure that the contractor do not endanger workers or others. Yes, Asad?
सर ये मैं इसका थोड़ा सा पूछना था सर।
किसका?
सर ये जो डिजाइनर, सर आपने बताया कि डिजाइनर जो है वो ऐसा डिजाइन करेगा जिसके रिस्पेक्टिवली वो हर चीज को देखेगा कि यहाँ पे कोई डेंजर तो नहीं है या किसी किस्म की यहाँ पे कोई हैजर्ड्स वगैरह तो नहीं है। सर ये जो डिजाइनर्स जब डिजाइन करते हैं तो सर ये पहले अगर कोई भी स्पेस है या कोई भी जगह प्लेस है तो सर उसको पहले ये विजिट करेंगे, उसके बाद ये अपनी प्रिकॉशंस देंगे हमें कि अपने हिसाब से जो सेफ्टी।
No, 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 Asad, you are getting it wrong. They don't need to visit. They know what the contractor is going to do, which type of job is going to be, because they are competent and experienced people. They are not just a fresh people, a fresh person who came into the project and he just designed anything. No, it's not like that. They go through, they have detailed and complete idea about the task, about the job, about the environment, and about the work. They have exact idea what is going to be done on the project or what is going to be done on the workplace, and what type of material they need to suggest. So they have complete idea. Even they don't visit the project, they don't no need to visit the projects. Okay, I'll give you an example for infrastructure project. You can say there is a 12-kilometer area. The dimension is provided to them that this is the area we are going to design complete infrastructure or a strong example sewerage line, sewerage pipeline. So the designer, they just get all the data, all the coordinates and knowledge about the place, knowledge about the area, like where is the flow, right to left, left to right, upward, downward. They get every idea, get every information, and they get about all the resources, what type of resources or which type of material the client or the employer or the other guys who is the employer, they want to use. Then accordingly they design. Like they design, this will be the main line, this will be the small line, the house connections, etc., etc. What are their technical terms? Then accordingly they are deciding. They don't need to visit the workplace. Suppose there is going to be a lifting, or suppose they need to provide a jack for lifting the car in automobile workshop or in a car service station. So they don't need to carry the car, they don't need to see the car, they just need to take like how much weight a car have, what is the maximum weight, and then still they keep a margin when they are suggesting or they are designing the jacks. This is the way how the designers work.
सर इसमें मेरा बेसिकली क्वेश्चन ये था कि जैसे आपने कहा कि कोई पाइपलाइन के अगर कोई पाइपलाइन जा रही है तो जो डिजाइनर होगा वो उसे डिजाइन तो कर देगा, वो मटेरियल भी आपको सजेस्ट कर देगा, आपको डायमेंशंस भी दे देगा, लेकिन सर कई दफा होता है कि जब फील्ड वर्क हो रहा होता है ना तो कोई ना कोई हैजर्ड आ जाती है पाइपलाइन के आगे या किसी किस्म का कोई इशू हो जाता है, तो वो तो फिर डिजाइनर को जज नहीं ना हो रहा होता, वो तो जो फील्ड के बंदे होते हैं जो वहां पे वर्किंग कर रहे होते हैं।
It's not like that. It's not like that. In any area, what are the existing utilities? The drawing is already provided to them. that we are going to construct a pipeline, construct a line here. So, and these are the existing utilities. There is a line already going 10 meter down or 5 meter down in this horizontal area or this area, whatever the dimension or whatever the size and location, each and every information is provided to them. A designer is not responsible to go to the workplace and to find out the underground utilities or the existing utilities or the overhead utilities. This information is already given to them.
Sir, excuse me, sir.
Yes, please.
सर एक्चुअली ये डिजाइनिंग है, उसको मतलब कि वो विजिट नहीं करता, लेकिन जस्ट उसको कुछ इंफॉर्मेशन दे दी जाती है कि ये एरिया है, इसकी जो सोल है वो इस तरह की हैं, और हमने इसमें ये चीजें
some observation, some information. They have complete information about the job, about the area, about the activity. They are having the complete information and accordingly they design.
अकॉर्डिंग यानी कि अकॉर्डिंग वो एक डिजाइन उसका एक इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर बना देता है,
Yes.
और उनको बता देता है कि ये चीजें इस जगह पे, ये इसके लिए ये इसका एरिया है, यहाँ पे ये इलेक्ट्रिकल सेटअप होगा, यहाँ पे आपका फ्लो ऑफ वाटर है, यहाँ पे आपके गार्बेज का जो इन आउट है वो होगा।
Exactly.
यानी कि नेक्स्ट जो सर इन्होंने फर्दर ये डिप्लाई करते हैं, वो इलेक्ट्रिकल इंजीनियर को हो गया या मैकेनिकल इंजीनियर, वो फर्दर इस पे फिर डिजाइन के मुताबिक वो सारा सेटअप करते हैं।
The people's working on the project or working on the site, they are a operational team. They are doing the job as per the instructions or as per the design of the project.
Design of the designer.
They are
Right.
they are responsible to ensure the quality, to ensure the
Yes, yes.
size, dimensions, everything. They are responsible on the site, but actually they are following the design which is provided by the designer. Like this line is going to left, this kind of line going to right, this size will be line. After this area, there will be a collection chamber. After such length, there will be a main hole. This
Right,
art is
sir.
being done by the designers.
Yes, sir. Understand, sir, please.
Okay. Same the example of a chair, a table, a study table, a computer table, a chair. The designer
Yes.
will know what they are going to do. They need to design a chair which is flexible, which have
Right.
arm rest, which have head rest. So this is their
Yes.
responsibility and duty, and they have complete knowledge about that.
Yes.
Okay, the client is responsible for selecting the contractors, planning to the work, coordinating the work, monitoring the work, like how the work is going on. And in selecting the contractor, it's a big job, it's a responsibility that they must hire a contractor who is already having the same experience in the same field. And things you should check while selecting a contractor, very important question: health and safety policy, their risk assessment, qualification, their trainings, their memberships, their previous records, their accident records, and enforcement actions taken against them, the court orders, adequate resources. All these things need to be checked while selecting a contractor. Then planning to the work, information to be shared between client and contractors, hazards posed by the site and work carried out, hazards posed by the contractor's activity, risk assessment, method statements while planning to the work. All this information is coordinated with them, with the both parties, client and contractor. Client is giving them a contract paper, a contract document, and contractor is signing that. After signing
Excuse me, sir.
Yes. So let me complete this one. After signing the contract document, the contractor is responsible to ensure that he is following the rules and standards which is set by the client. Yes, Asad.
सर बैक वाली स्लाइड पे सर इसमें जो आपने बताया कि रिस्क असेसमेंट तो समझ आ गई थी, तो लेकिन ये मेथड स्टेटमेंट सर ये बता दीजिएगा, इससे जरा काइंडली थोड़ा सा explain
Asad,
कीजिएगा
I
statements कौन
already
सी-
explained the method statement 3 times. Every day I explain. Method statement is a written document which is submitted by the contractor, and they are writing down each and every step to perform the job, starting from mobilization of the equipments, the purpose of that job, the legal framework or legal standards for that job, the safety standards, quality standards, inspection program, how to develop and who to develop roles and responsibilities, emergency plans, emergency rescue plan, what in case of emergency, if some emergency happened at the work, what they are going to do, each and everything, the work methodology. The complete work methodology is already written in the method statement. And
Okay, sir.
after developing the method statement, they are submitting it for the review of client or consultant. The consultants are the representatives of client as well. So then consultant or the supervisory team, they are reviewing that document and they are giving their comments if they find something lack or something, some deficiency in the document, then they are giving their comments, and after the comments again they rectify the method statement, and risk assessment is developed on the base of method statement. And then after getting approval of the method statement, the contractor is responsible to ensure that each and every step of the work is being done as per the written procedure as per the method statement. Yes, Asad, anything?
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
No problem. Welcome. So coordination of work, ensuring activities don't conflict. So like this is the question which you are asking before. Activities do not conflict. Like there must not be other utilities, other activities which disturb our work. And permit to work system to control activities. Permit to work is very important thing. Permit to work is a coordination and communication between different departments. Like this work is going to be done, quality and safety team and the production team, they are all aware about that, and they know what are the risks and what are the control measures provided at the workplace. And then key contacts like work supervisors, and who is responsible on site for health and safety, who is responsible for production, who is responsible for construction, who is responsible for fire emergency, who is responsible for first aids, like all these type of contacts, the key contacts they need to provide at the workplace. And a client must monitor the work to ensure safety. The client can stop the work if it involves unsafe practice. Yeah, client has the right. If whatever is set in the contract documents and whatever the legal standards, if the contractor is not following that, then the client has the right to stop the work. And client can monitor, of course, the client is the employer. They can monitor the work to ensure that the safety standards are being followed at workplace. And then client can audit against agreed method statement is a good technique. Auditing against, yeah, they can audit, like they can inspect, they can check that is the work is being done as per the method statement or no. And then we have joint occupation, occupiers of premises. Okay, ILO Convention C155 Article 17 and ILO Recommendation R164 Article C11. Employer in a shared facilities, like where the same facility is being shared by different companies or different organization at the same workplace, should communicate to develop appropriate health and safety standard and appropriate policies and procedures. Like they must be agreed on some set of rules, some set of standards. This may include sharing of procedure, fire and emergency response, sharing of risk assessment, joint management committee meetings to ensure that the safety of the work is being carried out. So just let me finish this slide, then I will answer. Who does an employer owe a duty to with regards to health and safety? How can directors influence health and safety? What are the key workers' responsibilities? What would you look for check when selecting a contractor? These are the 4 questions, and just go through, and tomorrow I am going to ask the questions from this one. So we will finish this slide today. Asad, I will for sure I will answer your question. Yes, please.
सर वो सेकंड लास्ट स्लाइड से सर जो आर्टिकल नहीं थे
Yes.
सर वो उनके बारे में जरा पूछना था, ये आर्टिकल का जरा एक्सप्लेन कर देते तो.
Just a moment, the meeting is going to finish. It's less than 1 minute remaining. After that, I will share the link again and join the meeting again. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I'll just finish this now and join.